All right. So this is our VOD review for a viewer that was submitted. It looks like they are playing Hunter and Priest. Let me mute the sound. Online game. There we go. All right. So it looks like we're doing a VOD review for my viewer playing Hunter Priest. And it looks like they are playing Holy Priest. If you don't know, I do these VOD reviews every Thursday for my viewers for free. So if you got a VOD you want reviewed, you can just submit that into my Discord and we'll get right to it. But I'm going to go ahead and let this game play out, maybe do some UI analysis at the beginning. But we'll just send it from here and see how the game plays out. We have like a action bar. Action? Okay, we're moving an action bar. No. Wait, what is this? It's like attached to your cursor. Okay. All right, it looks like he's Night Fae as well. I can see Fae Guardians down below. And you are playing Holy Priest. Okay. Right, Holy Priest PM Hunter versus Disc Priest Arms Warrior. Your Hunter's going to want to make... Oh, Survival Hunter. Alright. Your Hunter's going to want to make the Warrior's life really difficult. Okay, you're doing good. You're lining from the Warrior. Putting hots up and stuff. I don't know if I would circle on the first two. Okay. Oh, it's an MM Hunter. Alright. I'm going to let this play out, and then we'll analyze the video. Oh, we get smashed there. Unfortunate. Okay, so that was about a 2-minute game. All right, we're gonna go back into it. So right off the bat, I like that we have Omni CD for our allies' cooldowns. That's very good. Helps us give an idea of when we need to use cooldowns and when they use cooldowns. Your bars seem fine. They're centralized on your screen. That's good. Your Gladius is on the right side of the screen. That's fine. The only thing I don't like is this thing you have on your cursor. But that might just be a personal preference thing. But I feel like that would interfere with my focus. Like, you don't want to be staring at your cursor when you're doing these games. You want to be staring at... You want to be looking at your party frames, Gladius frames, what's going on in front of you. You know what I mean? It might be just like a thing that might be tunnel visioning you, which is what I'm worried about. Alright, so right off the bat, we're lining the Warrior. This is fine. You give your Hunter a speed boost so they can get set up, and you get throw a renew on them. That's fine. We refort. Okay, so we were lining the Warrior, but now we're just kind of floating off in the open. Your Hunter pops his cooldown, and he's not gonna be able to connect. So right off the bat, we're losing value because your Hunter popped double tap. So he decides to send it on to the Priest. I wouldn't hate just chastising the Warrior here. Let's see what you do. Okay, we fear him. That's fine. He's probably going to Zerker it. Yep. Okay, we chastise the healer. The only reason I don't like this chastise is because your partner is feared. You have no pressure, and you're getting pressured by the warrior. I don't know if you're running stun or fear in cap. I don't know if you show me. I don't think we ever pull up your talent tree. I'm going to assume you were running stun because you did it on the priest. But this game, this warrior's going to want to ride you the whole game because he's going to have a really hard time connecting to a hunter. So we want to make his life really difficult to do that. So something like a stun on the warrior here when your hunter gets feared. Also, your hunter's really close to this healer, and you really shouldn't be this close to him. He shouldn't be getting feared like this. But he does get feared. And I like chastising the warrior just to give you some breathing room, and so you can dispel your hunter. Is your dispel on cooldown? No, it's not. Yeah, so we stun warrior, dispel our hunter, gives us more pressure and uptime on their priest. You meant to use stun, by the way, but I forgot, so we're running in cap. Okay, so even if you're running in cap, you can still in cap the warrior here just to give you some breathing room so you can get out, because you want to get away from this warrior. You want to make it really hard for this warrior to just train you for free. But, so he pops Necrolord Banner and Avatar. So right away, I'm going to press Fade here. Because he's going to be hitting you really hard, right? He's popped 2 really big offensive cooldowns, so we want to press Fade to start getting away from him. Maybe even try to MC him, maybe bait a kick and land the Mind Control. He is on DR, so it is not a great play, but you can Mind Control him into a Frost Trap or something. That'll just at least help you out a little bit, give you some room. Because this hunter needs to be helping you peel. He needs to Ice Trap this warrior. Okay, we fade. Good. We overlap with Angel a little bit. That's fine. If you Serenity right after, then it's fine. Okay, but we're waiting to top ourselves off. Okay, so we grip our hunter out, but we're kind of just letting ourselves chill at half health. Yeah, the warrior still has Avatar. Okay, Guardians. I wouldn't really worry about using Holy Word Sanctify or Circle of Healing. And I think your little add-on on your cursor is like telling you to use those abilities. I almost never cast Sanctify or Circle of Healing as a Holy Priest. They're not mana-efficient spells. And the only time I'd really use those is against maybe like a melee cleave in 3s, if we're all getting cleaved down. So something like a Serenity when we were behind this pillar here, when we have Angel on us, would have been good. So that would at least top ourselves off so the warrior doesn't get so excited to get on you. Because you see what he does here? He kind of peels off you because you get away. And that's what you want. So you want a Serenity, top yourself off here. You can even just cast Heal or Flash Heal. Okay. The grip on the hunter's fine. We just need to make sure we immediately get away so we can feather ourselves and run. But we need to top ourselves because this warrior is getting too much free pressure right now. Okay, we're also... Okay, it looks like we're using mouse over macros. Here, land a trap. It's gonna get dispelled probably. It doesn't. And do a DR Fear. It's like moments like this when we get away and looks like the warrior's rooted. We just take that time. You can get a quick flash heal on yourself, maybe even a Holy Fire or a Smite, just to help reset the cooldown on your Chastise. Holy Priest is all about setups and goes. So something like a Holy Fire and Smite to get your Chastise off cooldown. If we land a trap on the Disc Priest and stun the warrior, that could be a go or an option you can do. The warrior's got 11 seconds left on his Fear DR. So if we're not going to go for that play, I like just running around behind this pillar on your right and topping yourself off. Okay, you Holy Fire, good. You Smite. We got to top ourselves off, right? So we got to think of it as a priority system. You should look for healing and positioning, and then CC and damage. Because we don't want to be sitting at 50%. We could be getting some free casts here and not have to worry about getting kicked. It looks like you're conflicted because you see your warriors pumping this priest, or your hunter rather. But now we're in trouble again. And this PS is used from the priest. So we could go for an MC to try to get kicked on Shadow, and then you can just pump Flash Shield or heal into you, and you should also drag him around a pillar. Melees tend to get really scared when you drag him line of sight or the healer. That's really a good way to get a melee to stop training you. Yeah, your hunter's trying to peel for you. You fade, very good. But we kind of fade and run into the open. So if we like fade and run back behind this pillar, that would be huge. This pillar over here, right? Because then that lines the warrior from his healer if he wants to keep going on you. Here we flash shield. We get massive crit on ourselves. Ouch. We get kicked on Shadow. Okay, instantly Serenity here. And then we get... Oh, he just lands a Mongo crit. I see. So all in all, I would just say the downtime you get, prioritize topping yourself off when you get some breathing room. Serenity is really good at doing that. I'm not sure we use Serenity too much this game. Yeah, I'd use your Serenities a little bit more liberally, because Serenity is a really, really, really good heal, especially when you pair it up with Guardian Angel. Or Guardian Spirit, rather. And the second thing I would say is work on punishing the warrior, right? He's made it very apparent he wants to focus you this game. And so we want to punish him for doing that. And we can punish him for doing that by making him line of sight his healer while your hunter is melting him, or the priest, whoever. But if you think of it as like, if you drag the warrior away from his healer, it then forces the healer to come out from their pillar, which lines them up to either getting focused by your hunter or by getting CC'd by your hunter. So immediately the pace of the game will change, because if you were behind this pillar over here, the disc priest has to come up from this pillar. Let's say your hunter lands a trap on him, right? And suddenly it's a 2v1 situation. I think you said you were running stun chastise. So as soon as a trap lands on that disc priest, you stun the warrior, you mind games, or you don't have mind games. You're running Fey Guardians. But you get Holy Fire, Smite, and Shackles of Malediction behind the pillar. And suddenly this warrior is going to switch from full offensive mode to defensive mode, because he's line of sight of his healer. See, we land the trap. Wait, it's too little too late now. And he pops his cooldowns. Yeah, so your hunter had his cooldowns. Man, like, you had the right idea, right? You're fading to get away. And there was some plays here when you ran behind the pillar that was very good. You used your cooldowns, that was also good. So you're trading cooldowns, which is good. So now I would just think about your positioning. Just think of why you're running to where you're running. Because I think if you drag this warrior behind a pillar, he dies. Because he has no trinket. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have die by either. I can't really tell because it doesn't look like we're not running. It looks like we're not running an Omnibar. But yeah, that's what I got for that game. Just work on your positioning. Work on punishing melee that are focusing you, really. And work on a priority system. Make sure you top yourself off before you kind of move around and do more offensive things, like holy firing and smiting. We want to make sure we're topped off against a warrior especially, so we're not getting executed. All right. It looks like you just sent me army. Okay. So we are running apparatus. We're running Trail of Light. Yep. Divine Star, Surge of Light. I just switched to Divine Star talent, but that's not a big deal. Another thing you could change up versus Warrior is you could run Divine Ascension. That'll help you against Warriors because you jump into the air and it makes it so they can't be on you for the duration of Divine Ascension. Okay, Looks like you have multiple games here, so go into another game. Okay, we'll skip through this. Looks like we're playing about 1800. Okay. All right, we're on to our next VOD review with Holy Priest and Marksman Hunter, and we're against Fire Mage Sub-Rogue. So against Classic Mage Rogue. And it looks like you have swapped to VOD. Okay, I like this. I'm not really sure Nightface synergizes too well with Holy Priest and in twos. I definitely like VOD because Holy Priest is all about that setup. Holy Priest is really good at supporting your partner and setting up for their goes. So again, our game plan here, we should be talking about how we're going to do our trinkets, who's going to use their defensive cooldowns first, and you also need to be running Thought Steal against Mage Rogue here for honor talents wise. I also recommend running Emblem if you do have Emblem. Okay, do we switch to Thought Steal? Oh, we switched to Spirit. Okay. I can see it. It's not the end of the world that we didn't take Thought Steal. Let's just see how this plays out. So we're kind of staying in the open. So I would just go by a pillar. I like floating on this corner of your pillar, because if you do end up having to trinket Fade, or trinket Angel, you have the potential to line of sight the mage around one of these corners. It's just a little thing though. Okay, we get sapped. Your hunter should flare. Looks like he did flare up ahead. We can just chill the sap. We don't need to trinket. Okay, he traps. The rogue fan of knives. Okay. So they're trying to find the hunter out. Nice. We keep the rogue in combat. Very good. You need to run to a pillar right away. Get away from the mage. You can fade this poly. Okay. We get poly. There's combustion. Okay, so we need to chastise somebody here. Just keep your hunter on the offensive. So chastising the mage will be huge here. Okay, DR blind. You're probably gonna get polyed soon. Good, you chastise the poly. You should be able to Shadow Word Death the next poly. We need death, okay. It's not bad all in all. We watch through this. So you did a good job using your cooldowns in response to their cooldowns. Alright, so immediately they're kind of throwing. The only thing here is I really recommend getting behind a pillar as soon as you can so you're not getting polyed by the mage. And get an add-on that tells you when you're about to be polyed. That'll help you with hitting deaths and chastise. Rogue mage is scary. It is scary. You got to be on your toes with it. And I think your hunter pressed a button here, I believe, which is correct. Does he exhilaration? He turtles. Okay. So he turtles because combustion just got popped. That's correct. Very good job to your hunter. Looking fine as hell today. What? Oh, thanks, C. We're just doing some VOD reviews right now for the viewers. Right now we got a Holy Priest Hunter versus Mage Rogue. So now we need to be thinking, my hunter has no trinket, no turtle. Next cooldown is definitely me. If they do get another go, we want to stop their reset. We want to stop this mage from playing the game. So we can chastise him into an MC, force the rogue to open us on us, and then our hunter can finish off the rogue. There's Cloak of Shadows. So I like chastising the mage here and MCing him just to stop him from playing the game so your hunter can 1v1. Your hunter is at a significant advantage right now. The DR blind. Into poly, you chastise it. And then you can death the next poly that comes in here. Good win, though. You pop cooldowns when they use cooldowns, and that's what matters. So again, I would just work on positioning. I think that's really what we got to work on is positioning. Thinking about why we're standing where we're standing. You did really well keeping your partner topped off there, though. Really well done. Okay, next game looks like we're against Mage Rogue again. I really recommend taking Thought Steal against this team. It's going to help you tons when you don't have to worry about polymorph, and you can polymorph the mage. Oh, looks like we had your talent tree up. Okay, so we have Miracle Worker, Greater Fade, Spirit of Redemption. So I would switch your Trail of Light talent to Renewed Faith. That buffs your healing by 10% for the target that has Renew on them. So you just have 10% more healing on them with Renew. And switch Divine Star to Benediction. So other than that, everything looks standard. I like Angelic Feather over Body and Soul because you're rarely ever going to be casting Power Word Shield as Holy Priest. And you can even macro Angelic Feather just auto cast at your feet, so it gives you a move speed buff. That'll help you reposition a little bit too. Okay, we switch back to Benediction, we switch to Renewed Faith. Good. Very good. You say you had wrong talents. Alright, so you already know what's going on. You know what talents to take. Does BM counter survival in 2s? You got Twitch to work on your TV? Nice. Honestly, I don't know the Hunter versus Hunter matchups very well. I don't see them because I don't play with Hunters very much in 2s. Specifically survival. Okay, so he flares, and again, we're kind of in the open. I would just stay near a pillar. Stay near your pillar, makes it easy to line the mage if you need to end up trinketing.
It's too far away.
Okay, so this is not, we don't want to be in the open. We want a pillar. Pillars are our friend versus mage. Let your hunter do the scouting. Okay, so we're in the open. This is real sketch right now. Rogue's out. Immediately chastise him. Just keep him out or fear him. Okay, he gets the re. Looks like they're so Trick a Fade right away. Trick a Fade. Okay, so the only reason we die here is because we don't Trinket Fade. Do you have Trinket? You have Medallion. Yeah. We use it a little late. You didn't die? Okay. This looked like a death to me. We'll let it play out. But now we're caught without Trinket. So what do you have up? One-on-one situation, okay. So basically, again, I think this comes to the talent you took. Because I don't think turning into Angel is safer than Trinket Fading here. If we Trinket Fade, we can at least top ourselves off with Serenity. And it helps us reposition and avoid the burst from the combustion. I've personally never ran with Spirit of the Redeemer. I always run with Thought Steal against mages here to steal their poly. And then I try to disrupt their go with polymorphs and such. But our game plan, isn't it better to have arena teammates targeting with a keybind and the man click it? Yes. So we kind of went over that a little bit earlier. We don't want to be using mouse over macros. Ideally, you want to be using target macros for your party and target macros for your opponent. Yeah. So, like for instance, when I'm playing any of my healers, I have it bound to target party 1 with mouse wheel up, target party 2 with mouse wheel down, and target myself with middle mouse click. Because you don't want to be tunnel visioning on frames and focusing on mouse overs. You need to see what's happening in front of you. And you need to see what's happening with DRs and what's happening to your opponents. The only thing, too, with the UI, if we're going to go over UI, I'm just trying to see how you have things set up here. So, like, things like Angel, Apotheosis are together. That's good. I would move Fade to be near those cooldowns. You want all of your major cooldowns to be, like, kind of in the same area. So that when you look down, you're looking at one area. You can see how long until you have the cooldowns that you need to live. So, like, you could switch off your Prayer of Mending from here or something. Circle of Healing and Holy Word Sanctify, you don't even need on your bar for Arena. At least 2 specifically. I rarely ever cast them. So really, this game just it kind of just goes downhill from our positioning. What do you not need? Circle of Healing and Holy Word Sanctify. At least take Circle of Healing off. Like, maybe you could use it as a niche scenario as an instant, but both of those spells are extremely mana inefficient. You will occasionally cast Sanctify. Harmonious Apparatus. You're not getting the benefit off of them, though. Because you're never casting Prayer of Healing. Their big reason you run Harmonious Apparatus is because Holy Fire resets the cooldown of Chastise. That's the big reason to run Harmonious Apparatus. Circle of Healing is just very mana inefficient for the global. It's almost not even worth the global because of how much mana it costs. Because the healing it does on 2 people is negligible. Okay, so the mage is out. We're in the open. We need to get to a pillar. Your hunter's going off. You find the rogue. He trinkets nothing too. So I would chastise him right here. Cast Mind Games and Holy Fire. And hopefully your hunter picks up on what you're doing. Because the rogue being caught out here with no trinket is very bad news. Okay, we kind of run at him though. So maybe we're trying to double fear. He vanishes to go for the blind on your hunter, and he's going to open up on you. You have Fear Veil. Oh, we faded. So that's why we couldn't trinket fade this. I see now. You don't have any weak auras set up on your priest? Yeah, I definitely recommend getting some sort of a PvP weak auras set up. That'll let you know when people use cooldowns. So right now, we're like, oh crap, we don't have fade. We're about to get opened on. And this mage is about to press combustion. As soon as you see that combustion, which you see off your big debuffs, you should trinket and use your spirit talent thing that you took. Usually the default play will be trinket fade here, but we don't have fade. So we can use Spirit of the Deemer if you want here. But you need to trinket right away on the combustion. We don't want to wait. Because I think we end up doing it when we're already down to 7% health. And I don't think you can heal yourself when you're in this form. So I think just identifying when to press your button will help you a lot, and working on your positioning. Because if you trinket Spirited right there, you come out of this at, I think 83% health is what you're at. Because now this is a little sketch. You get DR stun though, that's okay. Angel, your hunter. And again, we're kind of like moving around, but we really got to top ourselves. Mage has leeway with triple shield. You've gotten too used to it. It also got nerfed. Triton's been nerfed pretty heavily. Oh, you're used to playing a mage, is what you're saying, I think. So we have Fade available in 4 seconds. Oh, we get caught in a stun. We don't have Trinket. We have... Do we have Prayer? Nope, we don't have Desperate Prayer. Immediately, I would be spamming Fade. Like, I would be mashing my Fade button after this stun to try and get out and live. Fade, Reposition, and Serenity. Looks like you're mashing it, too. Yeah, you were pressing it. So that's unfortunate. You just ran out of time, and your hunter's caught in a polymorph. Honestly, I think you win this game if we just Trinket Spirited, like, instantly on Combustion. I think that was it. That was just a small misplay on that part. You think your hunter ends up winning this? This is a long 1v1. Oh, the mage finishes him. It was really close. Yeah, so honestly, what I would say to work on, because these aren't bad games, right? You're playing at 1800 MMR. You know to trade cooldowns already. I would just work on being more snappy with trading your cooldowns. So like as soon as you see a mage combustion, you instantly trinket and use a defensive cooldown because combustion has to be respected. That's like mage's highest point of damage. Second, I would work on your positioning. Think about why you're standing where you're standing. And third, I'd really prioritize what you're trying to do. So like I'd for the most part in most scenarios, you should worry about topping yourself before going for offensive plays. In most scenarios, there's obviously going to be times when that's not the play. But if we're playing twos, if we're playing against healer DPS, we want to top ourselves if we're below half health. But I think those are the 3 things I would recommend to work on, at least for now. I'm probably going to do a UI video this Saturday too. So if there's anything you want to trim through UI, I'll be doing that. You're scared you're going to get lost line of sighted by your DPS? But that's fine, right? If your DPS is soloing your opponent and you're behind a pillar topping yourself, it forces the enemy DPS to go on your DPS, which frees you up, right? So there's a sequence where if you top yourself off, you're not under pressure, your duo is topped off. That's when you can go for those mind controls, those chastise plays, right? Because that frees you up. You and your hunter are in an advantage. Your hunter lands a trap. You can chastise, kill target with a stun or something, or vice versa, right? Send the mind games. That's where your kill pressure comes from. So I think if we just learn that dynamic, you're gonna improve quickly. Is it your first week of playing a healer in PvP? Well, you're already doing really good then. You're playing at 1800 MMR, so you're picking it up pretty quick. But yeah. Overall, not bad games. I think it's just a priority system we got to work on. And like you said, this is your first week on healing. So not bad. I think you have the potential to get pretty good on healer. Holy Priest is a little bit challenging too because you only have 1 school of magic. And you're fairly immobile. So keep at it. You'll hit... you're playing 1800 MMR, but I'm sure you'll hit 1800 in no time with Holy Priest. You're not used to trinket button as well. Oh, we gotta get snappy with that trinket, my friend. All right. Thanks for tuning into that VOD review. If you're watching, chat, I know that was a lot of stuff we just discussed. If you're trying to learn the ropes of healer, that was a good example of things that you could be thinking about in the game. It's still a thing that I occasionally struggle with too. You'll see me have really weird positioning, and I'll watch a replay and be like, why did I stand there? So it's something we're all working on. Everyone makes mistakes too. But again, you wouldn't make a lot of mistakes. There was just some mistakes. And you also made some good plays too. Someone said just pressing Trinket off CD in the open world to help you learn it. I mean, that could work. You could also just duel somebody in front of Stormwind over and over and over and over or something like that. As long as you're getting the muscle memory to press your Trinket. You know what I mean? Like for me, every character, my Trinket is bound to X. So I don't even have to think about it. It's just a snap reaction now. If I need to Trinket, I just instantly hit it on every character I play. Because it's the same button on every character. You have to watch the first two on YouTube. You missed all of both of them. Yeah, I'll be sure to get it recorded and uploaded for you, okay? Yeah. But all in all, not bad. Thanks for submitting those videos too. It's always fun doing VOD reviews for my viewers and helping people out, you know?